The following may contain language and subject matter which is not appropriate for all audiences.
Damn, dude.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us once again for the Low Fact Podcast. Dave and Matt here. Continuing with Anger Week. And I don't think that we're going to keep on doing week-long subjects, or maybe we will, just because, you know, it's kind of easier that way. But I kind of want to systematically discuss anger, and it, you know, it's not my subject, actually. Matthew here decided that he wanted to talk about anger, and true to form, Matthew did not know what he wanted to say. He just said, anger, that's good.
Well, I feel like anger is... I think some certain people have more of a predilection towards anger. And I just wonder if it's...
That's possible.
Hardwired. I know how you love that expression, but people always talk about the Irish being angry. People always talk about the some of the Maori in my home country being angry.
But,
the
right.
fire in the belly, they call it.
But really, you're talking about cultural stereotypes at this point.
Yeah.
But that may be a good starting off point, because stereotypes, more often than not, do contain a kernel of truth in there somewhere. But you could be talking about a symptom there, or a conclusion.
Yeah.
You could be talking. You could very well be talking about a result, an effect of, right? There's in those communities, there is all the ingredients are there for anger to kind of percolate, and the percolation of anger is something that I believe is a negative, because anger can manifest from frustration, generally from frustration. I know that when I was messing around with some folks, messing around being like sparring, fake fighting, play wrestling, and that turns into something more heated, because if one person's a lot better than the other, more physically fit, knows how to fight better or whatever, then the other person can start getting more frustrated at not being able to succeed, or, you know, whatever. And that would manifest in anger, and that would give an extra push to make the lesser opponent be able to subdue the more proficient opponent. But
maybe.
But anger is it's not a one person thing. So if one person gets angry at another person, that just ratchets up the other person's anger, and then you get a full blown altercation going on, which happens.
But do you think that it makes you not see things clearly or behave clearly? I mean,
I think prolonged anger can. Yes, definitely. Prolonged anger is a handicap. It's a detriment to clear thinking, logic, objectiveness.
I don't do any thinking when I get angry.
See? So there you go. You have proven my hypothesis.
I don't know way to put it.
Well, that's the thing. I think that controlling one's anger is very, and when I say controlling, I mean utilizing it. You know, you can utilize your anger to accomplish things, not necessarily in a negative way. I mean, you can use this feeling, this emotion, that if prolonged would be a negative, for a positive, right? I mean, but you just can't have too much. Anger, in this sense, is kind of like certain drugs or medicines. All drugs, all medicines have side effects that are potentially detrimental, but in certain doses, in certain amounts, it can help. You know, and I'm thinking of chemotherapy, right? I mean, too much chemotherapy can kill you.
Yeah.
But chemotherapy is something that is very harmful, very, very negative. But the hope is that if you're strong enough, then it can kill off whatever cancer before it kills you. Mm. And that's the whole thing. But that's like the philosophy for most medications. I don't think there's a medication without side effect. hell, I don't think that there's any, things that people say are good, right? Fat, necessary for life.
Did you say fat?
Fat,
Yeah.
as a nutrient. But too much fat, no bueno. So, most of us, if you believe in the evolutionary mode of thinking, then, we are the result of, however millions, thousands of years of evolution to be really, really, really efficient at storing calories. Because for a large part of our history, calories were at a premium. People didn't get enough. So the ones that were most efficient at sucking out calories and storing fat and getting fat survived and bred and passed on that trait onto their offspring. And after many iterations, we are the result. Now, in our world today, calories are not at as much of a premium as it used to be. So a lot of us are getting too much, maybe. And that shows in, lots of obesity.
Yeah. But anger, I still don't understand why if it's something that was necessary, query whether it's something that's necessary now. Because there's not a lot of physical altercations that go on now in current society. So do we?
Well,
still
it's
need to
frowned
have
upon.
Yeah.
In certain subsets, it's frowned upon because there's an aspect of control wanted, right? There's a lot of people. Well, there are people that think, oh, if you have a problem, call the police or call whatever. There's not a policeman or a referee standing at every street corner following you around everywhere. Even I suppose even if you call 911, they consider like a minute, 2 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever. I don't know what the time frame is, but I know it's not instantaneous. But there's the consideration of, if we can get someone out to a 911 call in 5 minutes, we think that's fast. But if you're in a heated discussion or an altercation with someone, 5 minutes is a lot of time.
5 minutes is endless.
Yeah, 5 minutes with a person who has superior equipment or ability in succeeding in a physical altercation is a lifetime. But that aside, like I said before, I think anger is beneficial because it can give you that little push. It's like afterburners or turbo or whatever. It gives you that little push to be able to, fight off when seconds count. Then being able to have 2 seconds of could mean the difference between, severe bodily injury and success.
But it's almost like anger is an outcast now. It's almost like anger it's like with kids and stuff, it's like, oh no, you don't solve your problems physically. You don't, it's not good to be angry. You need to talk out your issues. That's what's kind of taught. And anger is definitely just, I think, portrayed as a negative in society these days. You don't sort out your problems like that.
And I agree with that what you call the societal mantra, doctrine.
Yeah.
But I think that idea, anger is bad, is really kind of an incomplete assessment. And so we will get to the meat of that tomorrow.
Are we done?
Yeah, I feel kind of like NASA right now because we're incrementally getting to where we want, right? Yeah. So in order to get to Apollo 11, you had to go through
the Genesis.
You had to go through Gemini program.
Oh, is it Gemini?
Yeah, and then Apollo.
Oh wait, Genesis is Star Trek, right?
And the Bible.
Yeah. Well, I know about Genesis and the Bible.
Actually, in order to get to the moon, in order to get to the Apollo program, which was getting to the moon, you had to go through Mercury.
Oh, Mercury was first?
Yeah.
What happened in Mercury? There was no near Earth. anything, right? That was Gemini.
Well, no, Mercury was first. Alan Shepard got shut up into space for like 5 minutes and then came back down.
Okay.
And then it ended with revolutions, with revolutions around the Earth, orbits. And then they went to Gemini, which was, okay, now we're going to start something with more.
Spacewalks and the docking.
Yeah, exactly. And then Apollo, which was more spacewalks and dockings, and so that's kind of where we're at, I suppose.
All right.
So I guess tomorrow we've done Mercury and Gemini, so now we're getting to the Apollo stage.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll finish with Anger Week. Hopefully we'll get to what we wanted to talk about with anger. I got to slow down. Come back.